Ivy League student athletes are often known for their strengths in balancing athletics and academics. But before these two Mountain Hawks can energetically focus on adding points to the scoreboard or their grades, they have to first make sure that their blood glucose levels are in check.
Type 1 diabetes, what happens is basically my pancreas doesn't work, and your pancreas is the organ that helps take your food and convert it into energy.
In type 1 diabetes, the body does not produce insulin, a hormone that is needed to convert sugar, starches, and other food into energy for everyday life.
Everybody who comes into college has different obstacles and different things they have to face, and you know, mine's individual to me, my diabetes, but somebody else could have something that's completely different. So it's kind of comforting knowing that, you know, everybody has something like that they're dealing with.
I remember coming to camps over the summer before I even committed to Lehigh, and Coach Troy introduced me to her, and, you know, me and X talked and bonded. So I think it's just cool to have people who are doing the same thing, going through the same thing that you are.
Type 1 diabetes is most commonly diagnosed in children and young adults. Alexandra Yantzi, known to her friends as X, learned that she was type 1 diabetic when she was just 8 years old. Her Lehigh women's basketball teammate, Kerry Kinek, was diagnosed at the age of 5.
My sister had already been diagnosed. She has had diabetes since she's 21 months old. I knew my sister had it, and I was honestly like, I thought it was cool that I was gonna have a blood testing kit like she had.
Little did I know that, you know, I had a lot that I had to start to learn, and I had a lot of responsibilities that I had to start picking up.
When I had to start controlling what I was eating better, you know, counting the carbs, everything, my mom was always watching me.
My dad and my mom used to write on sticky notes telling me how many carbs there was in my lunch.
Both Yantzi and Kinek found support at home while finding another home on the court.
Actually, it was right after I was diagnosed with diabetes. That's when I started really getting a little more serious with basketball.
Honestly, I think my parents encouraged it because exercise is a very good controller.
It really made me start to realize the balance I need to put into my life.
It's kind of like a substitute for insulin. It helps break down the carbs and everything more.
According to the American Diabetes Association, exercise is a key component of proper diabetes care and can help maintain more stable blood glucose levels.
The competitive nature of Division I basketball requires that they are able to compete at a high level, and so they need to be able to monitor and manage their disease rather well.
If you want to play basketball when you're diabetic, you have to make sure that you're doing the right things. Because if I didn't take care of myself on a health level, I wouldn't be able to, you know, play at the level that I can.
I mean, honestly, the workouts here are a lot harder than they were in high school, so I could probably get away with having a high blood sugar during a high school practice and still being okay, but here it's like, they notice, like, if your blood sugar's high before practice or before a game, they're like, are you all right? Like, because the competition's so good and the workouts are harder.
Communicating with me, they do a very good job of making sure that I'm aware of how they're feeling.
The coaching staff's always been very, very supportive.
Just talking to Coach Troy, and she cares so much about all of us. She cares about not only our grades and basketball, but she cares about who we are as people and how we're doing.
They've always taken the time to learn and figure out how both me and Kerry deal with things differently.
I'm on the pump, she's on shots and everything, and even the number system, like she uses like the Canadian system of when she tests her blood sugar. So when I say like, oh, like 120 is like a good blood sugar for me, like 12 is like a good blood sugar for her. So it's like, it's different, but it's funny. We always laugh about that.
What Yantzi and Kinek share in common is the routine of testing their blood sugar 5 to 7 times a day. They don't just play Division I basketball, they prepare for it with every meal and every choice they make as student athletes.
They're really good about managing it, and it's really just a part of their normal activity. Almost as normal as drinking water during practice. It's just part of their practice routine or their game routine.
Something that I struggle with the most is being able to differentiate between if I'm having a low, or if I'm having diabetic problems, or if I'm just like tired. So that you don't want to be soft. So I'll find myself like, all right, you're fine, X, and then somebody be like, oh, you're looking a little pale, or
you doing all right, Kerry? Like,
you're not looking right, and then I'll take the time to say, okay, take myself out of the drill, which, you know, anybody would hate doing. Nobody ever wants to take themselves out.
Whenever she's out or I'm out, we're always checking up on each other, and even when we go on away trips or whatever and I forget sugar or something, she's like, oh, bud, I got you.
Little sister over there, little diabetic sister.
She has a juice box right there for me.
Seeing her do such a great job with her diabetes and just a great job overall with how she's doing at Lehigh, you know, it makes me want to do a really good job too.
It's just nice having somebody to have your back like that.
For more information on type 1 diabetes, head to diabetes.org. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Pulowski.